Hello and welcome. I'm delighted that we've got Ian and Ian with me from Metcloud. I am appropriately saying Ian and Ian. I'll let you explain your surnames in general terms. But we want to talk today a little bit about the marketplace, what you're seeing and some of the developments. But before we do that, can you tell me a little bit about Metcloud and probably your positions within the organisation?
Of course, Andy, yeah. So my name's Ian Vickers. I'm the CEO. So I've been with the business quite some time now, but as Metcloud, it's now 5 years in its inception.
Right.
And things are going really, really well. Really, really happy with the way things are developing and innovating. And obviously we'll come on to a little bit more about that shortly.
And Ian, what about yourself?
Ian Prescott. My role's Head of Strategic Partnerships. And I've been with Metcloud since July last year, pretty much in and part of the business and really helping to shape new channels, new markets, and clearly the partnership that we're building with yourselves as well as a key.
Are you talking about new markets? Can you just probably elaborate a little bit about Metcloud as an organisation as far as what it's delivering to some of its customers?
Yeah, so Metcloud was developed specifically for standing up private cloud and hybrid cloud environments for customers. Those particular customers in certain sectors, which we can cover about like insurance, finance, some private banking, where, public cloud, whilst they do have workloads in the public cloud environments, they're still really sensitive and conscious around sovereignty and security of data. And so in those instances, they wanted to identify partners like Metcloud who were dedicated and specific and experienced at delivering those kind of capabilities. So that's sort of where we've been at in the last 5 years. But the future looks really interesting about how things are evolving with the whole cloud conversation and how public cloud, hybrid cloud, private cloud all can coexist. And that's opening up a lot of conversations in industries which we wouldn't have thought about historically. So one of those is the space industry. That's really interesting and quite novel. And we're talking to lots of big tier one vendors around how we can actually provide that level of capability for specific projects and for their supply chains and how we can secure that whole environment. And then another area that we're currently really excited about is that whole manufacturing and that industry for how we can deliver edge to cloud capabilities, harnessing AI, machine learning to drive new innovation and efficiencies with robotics and automation. And so Metcloud is on a really good, exciting journey right now. And this is the type of thing that really gets us excited.
Thanks very much, Ian, for that. I guess there's lots of things that have changed over the last 5 or 6 years from a Metcloud point of view, but equally the engagements with the vendors that you talked about, and even the engagement that you guys have with, say, tier ones as us as distribution. I know that's evolved again over the last 12 months from probably more transactional to a lot more strategic. So Ian Prescott, maybe you can give us a little bit more details around that and the relationship that we have as two businesses.
Thank you. So I think when we were building out the proposition, the basis around the private cloud and that differentiated capability, but where cybersecurity is needing to be a real integral part of that. I think one of the areas of opportunity we wanted to build out on was capability in market through partners and organisations that, based on our current size, were better placed to enable us to have the reach and presence in market, where they perhaps had more scale and perhaps even larger conversations, but had a gap in their capability or perceived they did, and where potentially Metcloud could become an enabler of services, giving choice in terms of platform, but focus without giving private cloud as a differentiated cloud experience for those multi-cloud organisations, but also where cybersecurity was wrapped as part of, as a service provided as a service through one organisation, as opposed to having multiple capabilities to manage. So for us, it was about how could we generate opportunity, sales opportunity and capability in market through partners. And for me, it's very clear that leveraging the capability of I suppose in traditional terms, a distributor, but knowing there's more within that model was really, it was an obvious place to start, because one, we'd already got a great relationship with Tech Data as they were, TD SYNNEX as they are now. Yeah. And operationally that worked very, very well. So it lent itself, given the relationship we had with HPE directly from our data center build, to what we procured through yourselves, through your relationship with HPE, that was a natural synergy to enhance and build from. Yeah. So for me, it was a very easy starting point to explore how we can take, well, as you say, Julia, that transactional engagement that helped us in terms of our ability to deliver services to our traditional customers, but how could we get more from what clearly is available through that partnership? And we're seeing that now in many respects, where the lift the covers, and there's so much opportunity that helps an organisation like Metcloud accelerate more quickly in market and get more traction, where we don't even have all of the resourcing or the capability, but can really harness what's available. And that's been a great journey to explore and see the benefit that's come out from that.
I think what's interesting is, I think we're both on a transformational journey. You talk about the old Tech Data to where we are with TD SYNNEX. We talk about what would be a traditional distribution model to more of a solutions aggregator as a distributor, which is fairly unique and something that our partners work with us on as far as a route to market. I think what's quite interesting, in the same terms, our relationship with the vendor as HPE has changed between our two organisations. Give me a feel for how that has worked for you, as far as what was traditional HPE to you and what it is today.
I
think you can answer the traditional HPE bit.
I mean, for sure. Our traditional relationship was, I guess, similar to historically a lot of managed service providers. It would have been, we want to buy servers, we want to buy storage, we want to buy networking infrastructure, we want to buy all of that kind of hardware and so forth. I think with the new vision and the new journey that we're going on with HPE, since we signed up as a partner-ready service provider, which is going to differentiate us significantly, particularly in the UK, but we're having wider conversations about how that could look in the US and Europe and overseas territories and so forth, is that how we now can actually engage with TD SYNNEX and their marketplace, and how we can actually, bring to life maybe opportunities which other value-added resellers and other managed service providers may not have access to. We're building and developing an incredible capability in the UK at the moment, which is this brand new edge to cloud, this whole new conversation piece that other value-added resellers and those who have particular relationships with those customers, is that they can now engage on a different kind of conversation. It's not all about, well, let me try and move you into Microsoft Azure, let me try and move you into AWS or Google Cloud Platform. Yes, those conversations will be taking place, and yes, they will continue to take place. But the customer themselves are equally looking at what else can be done. There's lots of conversations going on across the globe around how we can actually bring together this private and hybrid cloud conversation piece, because there's huge demand for that. And I think historically, and we're only talking about a couple of years, those kind of opportunities would have been exclusive or precluding value-added resellers and managed service providers. That's no longer the case. We're developing a platform, and it's an ecosystem working in harmony with HPE's GreenLake platform, which will give access for customers and partners, access to brand new technologies, data fabrics, AI, machine learning. HPE have just procured, or acquired, I should say, really fascinating and innovative technology companies, delivering private 5G capability, delivering greater AI machine learning. So, we will be providing all of this through our platform for partners to work with us to deliver those kind of services to customers. And then, we all know that, in lots of environments, there's still huge amounts of edge computing required, edge networking, access points. That kind of work will all happen by the partner, and then just plug it into our platform, and we'll work with them to bring all that to life and give the customers access to a whole range of services and capability that has never been available before.
So sorry, Ian, so you're almost evolving from what was traditional, even HPE's traditional way of working, their new acquisitions, their new offerings. You're enhancing your own platform to deliver that service and that offering into your customer base. And having the ecosystem, I guess, is the key part, is that you're taking the best of different organisations and different vendors to feed your own platform, which, again, is the ultimate goal.
100%. And I think that's what's really exciting in the respect that Ian drew that out a little bit, where we can now take our services, now capability, and TD SYNNEX can broadcast and amplify that opportunity and messaging to a much bigger audience than we could ever have hoped to. Traditionally we have sold probably direct in the main. We do have a growing partner program, but we just see partnering with TD SYNNEX accelerating that whole activity.
I think it's the size and scale of what we can jointly do together. And I think, whilst we know that there's a big transformation in the IT marketplace, not every partner can get there as quick. So the advantage of accelerating it together as a true partnership, and that's what I see this relationship as, is a partnership, and it's the power of the partnership that's really key and important to me, is that ability to leapfrog, if you like, where we see a challenge around IT skills, an investment that you need to make, and it's about making the right bets, isn't it?
And I think it's been, from personally my short time in this world with Metcloud and with yourselves and with HPE, is the appetite to want to challenge the norm and to create that enablement. And I think when we were building that proposition and testing it, it was really encouraging and therefore exciting that, that was really bought into by TD SYNNEX, really understood what that meant and what we were trying to achieve. And it wasn't a case of, well, just look at all this portfolio of service, just tap in. It was offering to help us and guide us and shape the direction and invite us and involve us in areas where it would help us, which would obviously help what you were looking to produce, which is, as you're saying, that's solutions and that's services, but at a tangible level, not just because it's different, but because it actually is quite a compelling engagement. And it's also demonstrating that, the size of the organisations, the size of Metcloud, the size of TD SYNNEX, the size of HPE, that David and Goliath in harmony, working together for... because all those components fit and they resonate, they're tangible, and they can see a value that's coming out of that. And that's been, for us, really exciting, that actually, helping us land the message through and with those kind of partnerships has helped us accelerate, move forward and learn, and that support's been... Just been amazing. It's really good.
And I guess you've kind of moved from, what we said traditional was, your traditional business was from a service provider or your solutions provider. But I guess with the skill sets within our HPE business team, looking even from a partnership within HPE and how we enhance your partnership with HPE and fast track into different programs. Again, you've seen the benefit of working alongside HPE and TD SYNNEX to, like you say, fast track, accelerate your own solutions and your own offerings, almost to keep up with the world that's changing around us. I mean, the acquisitions that go through from HPE seem to be every week, every month. So you're obviously evolving your solutions and your offering to keep up with that. And obviously we are as TD SYNNEX at the same time. So getting, the best of every element we can provide collectively to help you deliver your offerings to your customers.
I think that's right. And I think having the breadth of engagement with TD SYNNEX that's moved on from being that transactional, important but vital engagement into one that's more strategically aligned. And through that, we've been able to have more reach into the organisation that really taps into your strategy. And we're finding a natural fit in terms of what our proposition is seeking to deliver as a service. And I think if we're able to create that is an enabler for your customers in some form, because everyone's looking for something, and we'd like to feel that our proposition can really enhance that message and that offering as well. But I think the partnership with HPE has opened up an even a different channel, a new channel, a direct channel for us that we've always said our reach is helped through those partnerships. And the great thing about that partnership with HPE is their sales channel has reach, but also wants their conversation to be broader than how they're perceived in market, to really help amplify their GreenLake message. And we all know cybersecurity is such an important and a real issue. But can we create a different conversation, and one that keeps the conversation going for longer? We're seeing huge potential evolving from that, huge interest, and everything about GreenLake is a big message as well. But with security wrapped around it as well, they're seeing their conversations are becoming different, more engaged with their customers, and it's differentiating them from where they would traditionally be positioned as a provider, notwithstanding that GreenLake is compelling in its own right. So I think all of those alignments are they're very good.
Thank you for that, Ian. I think from my point of view, look, first and foremost, thank you for the partnership. I think it's really exciting on our journey to something that's a little bit different. I think there's lots of appetite, lots of opportunity that exists out there in the marketplace. Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to what the future holds.
No, thank you. Thank you both. Thanks, Jules.
No,
Thanks,
thank
Andy.
you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.